As we step into a brand new year, I want to start by saying this. If your business feels stuck right now, that doesn't mean you failed last year. In fact, it often means the opposite. It usually means you've outgrown the way you've been operating. And that's something worth celebrating because growth always comes with a transition point. And this is one of the most important ones. Hi, I'm Yvonne Bramble, a business coach and consultant, and I help entrepreneurs master strategy, systems, and mindset so you can lead, scale, and grow your business with confidence and clarity. And this is day 5 of my 10-day series, the New Year Celebrations for Entrepreneurs series. Now, days 1 through 4, I helped you rethink your goals, redefine your identity, stop the hustle, and gain clarity on your business direction. Now, after watching this training, remember to click on the playlist to watch all 10 trainings in this series. They really build on each other, so it's really going to be helpful for you to be able to understand the comprehensive training. But today, day 5, we're really going to talk about a powerful New Year realization that sometimes the reason businesses slow down isn't really because something is wrong per se. It's really just the business owner that's ready to step into a new role. And the business is kind of going through some growing pains that it's pretty clear that it's time to move on and move forward. You know, I've got my kids, my twins are 4 years old now, and they are going through such a growth spurt. And it's very clear. In fact, Gianna, this morning, I looked at her pajamas and there was about 2 inches between, her of ankle and 2 or 3 inches of ankle. And she was just kind of pulling the pajama pants down. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you need a new set of pajamas, And so there's signs that you're outgrowing a certain setup, a structure, and the way you've been operating. Does that make sense? So what do? It's time to change something. And sometimes that's okay. Just like kids, they grow up. That's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing that they're growing. We just need to get a size that actually fits them now because they've outgrown that old pair, the old set of pants or shoes, right? Or things like that. So that's kind of the mindset that I want to start reframing and having a new perspective on this, because I know that it can be pretty frustrating when we get to this point in our business. So I want to start with just spending some time talking about how operator mode has helped you get to where you are, right? Because there's a reason for the season. There's a reason why you're here. And let's step back and see what value being an operator really gave you. Let's give the operator mode the credit it deserves. You see, operator thinking is what helped you build the momentum, right? It's helped you wear multiple hats. It helped you to move quickly and really make things happen, right? It's the reason your business exists today. So you are where you are today thanks to that operator mode that you've been in for however long you've been there, right? But the new year often reveals something pretty important. See, what got you here isn't designed to take you to where you're going next, okay? To get to the next level, it's going to require a new way of thinking, a new way of operating. It's going to require a shift. Now, this isn't failure, it's a graduation. It just shows that you're ready for the next level. You've outgrown this level. And like I said, there are signs, right? There are even growing pains. Sometimes my kids will cry at night and then I'll get up and I'll go to their room and say, what's wrong? And what do they say? My knee hurts or my ankle hurts. I'm like, that's kind of odd, until I researched that this is a part of growing up. There's going to be growing pains, and I'll give them maybe like some Tylenol or something to help them, just a little to help them get through the night, to get through these growing pains. But although it's uncomfortable in the moment, this is a good sign. This is a healthy sign. It means that you're growing. It means your business is growing and you're ready, right, for the next level. So let's talk about why staying in operator mode can feel frustrating. You see, here's where things really start to feel uncomfortable for entrepreneurs. You see, when you're still operating like an operator in a business that needs a visionary level CEO, things start to feel heavier. Decisions stack up. You're involved in everything. And the business moves, but only when you're pushing it forward. See, these are skills and personalities of an operator, right? Always wearing many hats. You have to decide everything. Okay, you have to really ebb and flow and be a part of the day-to-day grind. You're doing everything, right? From responding to every email to designing every piece of content, to writing all of your copywriting, to building your own website. So you're doing everything. That's operator. And that's usually the moment where people think they need to try harder, when what they actually need is a different level of leadership. And that frustration that you're feeling right now, it's just a signal. It's just a growing pain. It's not a problem. It's actually a good thing. It's a sign that you're ready for the next level. Now let's talk about the CEO shift that the new year is inviting you into. See, the new year energy is about really stepping into what's next. And this is a big one. See, CEO thinking, okay, your thought pattern has to shift. CEO thinking starts when you stop asking, what do I need to do today? Right? What has to be done today? What are the fires today that I need to put out? And those are important questions. I'm not saying that they're not, but you need to start asking yourself questions like, what does this business need from me this year? See, you shift from what do I need to do day to day to what do I need to do this year? So you zoom out. You're starting to look at the forest from the trees. It's going from short-term thinking to really long-term thinking. You think in terms of systems. You think in terms of business processes, business workflows. You think in terms of automating your workflows. In order to automate a workflow, that means that you need to understand it. Okay? You need to understand what's going on so that you can begin to see where it makes sense to automate, where it makes sense to delegate, learning skills. That is a art and a science to be able to understand and learn how and when to delegate. And if you're going to delegate, guess what? That also means you're building teams. You're hiring people. You're not only hiring, you're training. So learning how to train well, creating SOPs, standard operating procedures. So you know that they know how to do the work because it's documented. See, there's a lot of little things, okay? And there's so many more operational things that you want to get to do. And it doesn't have to be that you're hiring a full-time person. You're still a small business. It could be something as simple as hiring someone a freelancer out of Fiverr, right? That's something that a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs leverage because they need certain things done, right? So these are the examples, right? You make decisions that create leverage, not just momentum. That's the bottom line. You're creating decisions that give you leverage and allow you the capacity to begin to step into more of the leadership roles, more of the vision, okay? Not just the daily grind. And it allows you to think in terms of strategic direction for your business, not just the tactical. So in order to do that, you do have to free up some capacity, not all of it in the beginning, just a little bit, just to help you to be able to step into that next level. And this is where growth starts really to feel lighter and not heavier. Now, here's a gentle mirror moment. Here's a reflection question to sit with as you begin the year. If you stepped away for a week, what would continue to run smoothly and what would need your time, right? If you weren't there holding it together and you stepped away, what would fall, okay? And what would have the sturdy stability to continue? Now, there's no judgment here. The answers that this question is going to help you to think about things, think about your business differently, and simply show you where your CEO focus will have the biggest impact this upcoming year. And awareness is very empowering because now you know exactly where to lead. Okay? And that reminds me, I had a client where he was working really, really hard in his business and was really struggling to find time to get out and have just a week vacation with his family. They had booked some time in September. It was perfect weather to go abroad where they were going. And just weeks before the trip, they had the flights booked, everything ready. He had to cancel because his business was just sucking up all of his time, and he just didn't trust his team to be able to continue to move the business forward operationally to be able to get through without him. So he canceled September. That's fine. We're just going to move it to December. And then guess what? December rolls in and couldn't make it either because the clients needed this, the team wasn't trained in certain areas, and he had to be able to be present to get some work done that hadn't gotten done, and it was just a mess. So just 2 days before the vacation, he had to speak with his wife and say, honey, I'm going to have to cancel this trip, right? And so they had to unpack their bags and settle in. And he was very frustrated and he was very sad, right? Because that's not what he wanted for his family. That's definitely not what he envisioned when he started his business. He started his business so he can have more freedom of time. But guess what? His business was just pulling him in, and he didn't even have not a week to be able to step away and enjoy. He's making a lot of money. The revenue was about $1 million a year. So doing very, very well in the business, but just did not structure it in such a way to have these things in place so that he could step away for a few days, 5 to 7 days, just a week, okay? So I want you to learn from this example and start thinking in terms, you don't have to necessarily do things now, but start thinking strategically as you go through your work day and you're doing the day-to-day in your business. Start thinking in terms of what workflows you do on a day-to-day basis. What can you start documenting? What can you delegate? What can you automate? If you brought in a team member, even part-time, what would they do? Or maybe a freelancer to do just one task. Start getting these juices flowing so that you're set up for success as you continue to grow. Now, let's talk about activating CEO mode this year. See, this is the year you stop measuring your value by how busy you are and start measuring by how well your business is supported. See, you simplify and you decide what matters most. You build structure so progress doesn't depend on your energy alone. Well, you've got a team. You can spread things out so that you're not overwhelmed and overworked and burned out, okay? That's how businesses scale and how leaders reclaim time, clarity, and confidence. You don't have to step into this alone. Inside the Six Figure Business Society, this is one of the most exciting shifts I support entrepreneurs through, moving from the daily overwhelmed operator to a calm, empowered, visionary CEO in a way that feels grounded, supported, authentic to you and your business, and sustainable. And this isn't about doing less, it's about leading differently, okay? Now, if this video feels like it's speaking directly to you, take that as a sign. This new year isn't asking you to work harder, it's inviting you to step into the role you've been growing towards. You're ready, okay? You've outgrown it and you know it. The signs are there, the growing pains are there. So look at the silver lining. It's time to step out, okay? And step into that new role. Click the link below to join the Six Figure Business Society. And again, this is a part of my 10-day New Year celebration for Entrepreneur series. Remember to click the playlist to watch all 10 episodes in this series. Day 1 through 5, remember, helped you rethink your goals. redefine your identity, stop the hustle, clarify your direction, and rise to enroll. Now, tomorrow's topic for the training is the money shift that turns stress to stability for entrepreneurs. That's a big one, so you don't want to miss that one. We're talking about the money shift that turns financial stress into stability and why that shift changes how you lead everything else. Oceans of love and light all, and I'll see you tomorrow on day 6.